Today's a rather sad day actually, but it also has some good news attached to it. The sad bit is that is the very last of the F8 N-Largos to roll off the carpet here at Novitec. The good news is it's a one-of-one full carbon.
Yeah, I'm in your town, I'm coming your way, just wait up. Me and my team ain't taking no L's, I told them you don't wanna play us. We going downtown with a flight in the morning, said fuck it, I'm just gonna stay up. Remember last year, I told them the price, and now they all wanna pay up. They hit me now, they coming too late, all I reply is to save up. Me and my guys, we did it ourselves, so no one can say that they made us. They gave me the shit, they trying to guard me, I told them you gotta go straight up. We eating for days, I've been in the gym, I swear that I'm getting my weight up, yeah. Oh, I seen it all, you avert.
What exactly is the F8 N-Largo? In order to discuss that, we need to just jump a little bit back into the past. The successor to the 488 is obviously the F8 Tributo. We got the very first Novitec one in light grey with those golden bronze wheels. So in love with that car. If you haven't seen that video, kitted out with our power unit and with the exhaust system, suspension and the NF10 wheels, and you can click on this video up here. It was very exciting to drive because it also was the end of the year and the roads were in the least very slippery. Death-defyingly slippery, and that's what it felt like as well. I commend the F8 because it felt to me like Ferrari's answer to something that you can actually daily. Now, a couple of steps forward in the Novitec lineup, we started working on the Spider and eventually came out with the very first F8 N-Largo. If you want to see what it looks like with the added on bits, check out the video that we made over here taking the F8 N-Largo into the wind tunnel, and you can see the effect that it has. This car is just the cream of the cream because it is the very last one of 15 in the world. If you think about the N-Largo concept, it's where we as Novitec take a supercar that is already fantastic and we personalize it in our own creative design, reshaping the car, and that in a limited form. What exactly was done to this N-Largo to make it an N-Largo? Literally, there is surgery happening on this F8. The shoulders at the back, they get cut off, and the parts that are added are all in carbon fiber, seamlessly molded, amalgamated onto the original system to give you seamless transitions. A lot of the parts that are bolt-on, even in original form, added onto this car now, brand new in carbon fiber, slightly different shape. You can't just have the car 13 centimeters wide at the back and not make additions to it in the front, otherwise it's going to look like this. The fenders over here, these ones that you guys can probably remember on the standard, if there's a thing like that, N-Largo, the red one, these being exposed. The rest of the fender and body color here, you can see the whole thing in carbon fiber, as well as the entire front of the car having been redesigned, reshaped, bears very little resemblance to the original one. Even the shape of the light has been changed. The lip, the fins, the intake, the S-duct, the outlet at the S-duct, the entire bonnet, that's completely new. The roof is completely new. The doors are completely new. You guys recall the shape? Yeah, very prominent N-Largo mirror shape, reminiscent to a race car from Ferrari that had similar style mirrors. It's just an absolute stunning car to behold, and very difficult, by the way, to photograph and film since there are so many patterns on the carbon fiber. Whew, the excitement is just chata patata. From the door handles down towards the side, as we said, the complete rear of the car being remolded, making it so much wider. So the shoulders up over here with a prominent shoulder line, this one curving up to the top. Obviously this set up so that the air with this tunnel, the semi-tunnel here with the air flowing right over to the back of the car, apart from that which goes into this duct to cool the engine, of course. The side skirt in carbon fiber setting up the air flow towards the rear as well. So it takes collectively just just for the carbon fiber work on this car, not building the N-Largo kit, not cutting the car up and fitting everything on, making it wide and so on. Just the carbon fiber work in excess of 250 man hours, not from a single person, but from an entire specialized team that works with the utmost of efficiency here at Novitec. It is a work of art. It's a car that you can't even measure in its value in finances because it is simply astonishingly unique. There's only one of it in the entire world, and I bet the looks tell for themselves. Before we look at the back, let's just see the side of this car. Massive 21-inch, 22-inch NF10s here in a lovely gloss black. You can have various colors and finishes of these wheels. Golden bronze wheel, I think, would look even stunning on this car, but you know, I don't want to mess with perfection. This in a high gloss black with the yellow brake calipers. We left the badge untouched. A little bit of that in the rearview mirror and then a lot of that as it blasts by. Josh, come around this side. Now, this it's always the party at the back with these cars. That 13 millimeters wide, 13 centimeters, 13 centimeters wide, very, very pronounced towards the sides, and of course the entire rear bumper redesigned to correspond with the width of the rest of the car. If I stand here, there's no way that I can transmute the impression that this makes on you. We'll see in some of the B-roll shots. I'll try and do a wide angle dip shot over here. It's such a freaking crazy thing, this. Just, yeah, it's cliche to say Batmobile and all that bum stuff, but I mean, it really reminiscent of just Börse. Börse, they say in Germany, Börse. Börse is if you're Börse. Anyways, that carbon fiber roof harkening towards the back via this lovely carbon fiber roof scoop that sort of works into an engine cover. It's one and the same piece. These portions over here with some grid to let the hot air escape, but you don't need much of that because look at this. It's completely open. When you go for an oil change, you just do the work over there. Joke. It's open, and the interior of this engine bay is lined with a red LED strip light. So that means you're walking up to your car after having an alcohol-free cocktail somewhere, flick the switch, and the engine bay lights up in red. That also is reminiscent of the red top covers that you have here, at least with the Ferrari badges on the intake over there. Just really staggering. Ferrari nomenclature here, lying in a bit of carbon fiber. Of course, our biggest ducktail over here in carbon fiber. The rear, the diffuser, the bumper, all of this reworked, revised with these blackened out reflectors. Gosh, I can talk forever about this car. And I can film it till midnight. It is so bloody good looking. But is it all about the looks? Or does this car also have the bite to go with it? Ferrari's graced us with probably one of the coolest engines that they've ever made. Is that 3.9 litre twin turbocharged V8 motor sitting quite snug right behind the driver in the passenger seat over here. And it is a spectacular machine. But how much is it in standard form? Just if you would buy a normal Tributo, you would be looking at about 710 horsepower, 770 Newton meters of torque. But not in a Novitec car, and definitely not in the N-Largo, and definitely not this full carbon version, because we've got our plug-and-play Intronic system. That's a power upgrade that we work on in conjunction with the software. Now, it has to be said that in order to get the maximum power out of it and the maximum performance, it makes sense to connect it up to the corresponding exhaust system. Otherwise, it can do the work, but it can't breathe. So with the proper exhaust system fitting to that engine, you can have, get this, from 710 standard, 818. That's a gain of 108 horsepower. Torque is up from 770 to 818 98. Why couldn't we have just gone to 900? That would 902. 0 to 100 in a fart over 2.5 seconds. If you keep your right foot buried, then you can roll out the red carpet to a top speed of north of 340 kilometers per hour. We've done a POV drive with an N-Largo. If you want to see that, you can click over here. It's quite the experience. Just note that although the Autobahn is unrestricted speed-wise, it's a dual lane over here with a lot of truck transport. So even though we probably could go up to top speed, we don't because of safety reasons. It's not just about us in the videos. As much as we want to show you, it's also about safety. And I'd like to do more videos here and not be smeared against a wall somewhere. There we go. Graffiti is not my end goal in life. The owner of this car has decided that he wants to have cat replacement pipes. He's kept the rest of it rather standard and just opted for the Novitec M tips. It's not the loudest car, but really, I mean, Josh said to me before, he said, Bjorn, it's quite loud, eh?
Yeah, you gotta go in the style, bro.
But it's not the loudest form. If you wanted to go all out, you would have the complete race exhaust system with cat replacement pipes and the sport box and all that. Wow. Now, perhaps you can rate that from me from 1 to 10 how you like it, because perhaps the craziest exhaust is not the best exhaust. Perhaps you want to have something a little bit more docile, and that's not necessarily something negative. Josh, I am sweating just like you, my brother. I've heard rumors, as a matter of fact, just left of that pot plant over there, something whispered in my ear and said, pretty soon there might be another full carbon one-of-one rolling out of one of these doors. I have no idea whether that's true.